What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Guys, we're going to have a quick video here talking about 5 Colts players that I think will be better in 2023 based off what they were for this last season. Now, there's a lot of different names you could put in this, and maybe we could do another video on this because there's a lot of different names that can get brought up in this. And most of these guys are, I think every single one of these guys that I'm about to name are on their rookie deals. So, when you're looking at all of these, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of opportunity to talk about more players in this group, but these are just 5 players specifically that I believe are going to end up taking a bigger jump than what most people will think. One I have to mention is Alec Pierce. I think that for a standpoint of we've seen MPJ play at a really good level and how much more he's going to advance, I'm not 100% sure on that. But there's one thing that I do know, and when you look at Alec Pierce's scrappiness and another year under his belt with Reggie Wayne as his coach and learning to harness his skills, being in a new offense that caters more to his abilities, another year of getting better at his technique and his routes, and being in that offense of Shane Steichen where he can be more of a burner and a guy that can, get down the field and utilize his size, strength, and speed. I think that is what's going to separate him a lot versus everyone else. And then on top of it, we know that, Anthony Richardson loves to throw the football down the field. If you give him some opportunities to throw on the run and make those throws down the field with Alec Pierce one-on-one, Alec Pierce is going to be a matchup nightmare for practically every corner that he's going to go up against, because there's not a lot of corners out there that are 6'3", and there's even less that are 6'3" that can also run a 4-4 flat. So it's going to be one of those situations where Alec Pierce has a very unique skill set that's going to very much be helpful for that spot. So that's why I think Alec Pierce would be good for that one. The next name that I have to mention, and everyone knows it, it's going to be Jelani Woods, right? Jelani Woods is going to come in. He's going to be your primary number one that a lot of people are thinking about. He has to be because he's got the best skill set. He's got the best understanding. He's got the best thing to tap into with his size, his strength, his speed, and just everything from an athletic standpoint and a stature standpoint that you could want in a tight end. Jelani Woods has. Just ultimately, again, he's another piece that in a new offensive system could really turn some heads with how effective he can be in a Shane Steichen offense that knows how to get guys open. Another one that I'll mention, and that is Bernhard Ryman. I like Bernhard Ryman this year because last year, I think from weeks 12 to about 17 last year, Bernhard Ryman was playing like a potential top 10 left tackle. There were multiple weeks during that time frame where he wasn't giving up sacks. Heck, he wasn't even really giving up many pressures during that time. I know that, for the majority of the time, a lot of these teams were having different opinions about the Indianapolis Colts, and the Indianapolis Colts were, pretty much in the rabbit hole at that point. But nevertheless, Bernhard Ryman got thrown into that situation, and there had to be some sort of evidence to prove that Bernhard Ryman could take over the role at left tackle going forward. And I think this is the year that he will show, like, hey, I'm going to take this thing seriously. And Bernhard Ryman has already put on 10 to 15 pounds of muscle. So this dude is now weighing around 315-ish. So, to think about that, that's so much better in his weight department. Getting that much stronger and muscle is just such a great thing for Bernhard Ryman. I think he's fully dedicated. I think he's ready to go. And I think he's going to be a great asset for this team. This one guy, I'm going to have Kwity Paye on this list. If you guys don't know, I mean, I made a video talking about how, I'm thinking it's do or die time right now for Kwity Paye. He's been with this team for 2 years now, and very little to show for it right now. Multiple games of being injured and being hurt, and on top of it, I mean, we're just not getting a lot of production from him right now. Dio Dangbo's looking to try to make a move. Abukam's coming in here. So Kwity Paye is really in a situation where he has to thrive in order for him to start progressing with his career here in Indy. So I think this is a year that he's definitely going to do it because he's going to start feeling the pressure. And then another name that I can throw out there is Julian Blackman. Julian Blackman's a name that has kind of been lost in the storm with everything that's been going on with our secondary. We're talking about all these corners that we just got, and we talk about Rodney Thomas all last year because Julian Blackman being out and Rodney Thomas really just, being a stud guy. You don't have Rodney McLeod back this year. So, Julian Blackman is going to have to play in a revised role where, he's got to step it back up. This is his rookie year. I mean, he was a phenomenal player his rookie year. So, what do we get out of Julian Blackman this year? I think that this is a year where he's going to start stepping back up because just like the Kwity situation, if he doesn't start producing again and showing he can be on the field and present and still playing ball, then it's going to be a long, long season for Julian Blackman going forward. All right, well, that's just my 5, guys. Let me know if there is a chance that you want me to do more of these, because I definitely think there's a lot more guys that you could potentially throw names out here. But that's going to do it for this. Let me know what you guys think of my list down in the comments. Thank you guys again so much for all the support. And as always, guys, go Colts.